Every day trader has to pick their pain to pick their profit. And I know you don't know what that means right now, but I'm going to break it down for you in this video. Okay. Now, after you watch this video and you feeling what I'm saying, when you go to reuse this quote, you make sure you put my name on it, because I didn't hear this anywhere. All right. This just came to me. I ran down here in the lab to give it to you because I wanted it to be fresh, and I wanted you to understand what I'm saying here, because many people may have a winning strategy in your hands, but you keep shooting yourself in the foot, and you don't understand why you're not profiting, or why you're not profitable, why you're not consistently profitable. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you that every trader has to pick their pain to pick their profit. Let's go deeper. Hey guys, JD here. So this one, like I said, this came to me today, and I was like, oh, I gotta go share this ASAP, why it's fresh in my mind and why everything is there. So I had a great trading week, okay? Per my standards, I had a pretty good trading week. All right. And the interesting thing that I got to thinking about after I had this trading week was that I had consecutive days of making the right decision. Okay. So I had a great week, but it was not by luck. What happened was I had consecutive days of making the right decision. So what would the wrong decision have been? Well, I'm going to give you 3 examples, 3 different trading days of how my mind, just random thoughts that was coming to me, tried to make me make the wrong decision. Okay. And how drastically different my whole trading week could have been. So let's go day 1. All right. So on day 1, it was late in the day. I typically don't like trading late in the day in the futures market. We're talking ES futures right now. It was late in the day. It was about 3 o'clock, but I saw a setup and I was like, man, I might as well take this setup. Okay. So I took the setup, and I want to say it went against me maybe a point. Okay. Then it started going in my favor. All right. But because it was late in the day, all right, after I went down initially that point, once I got up a tick, all right, now, just so you know, to give you some context, I was trading 2 contracts, okay? So when I went down a point, I was down 100. When I went up a tick, I was up $25. So once I was up $25, I said to myself, man, I might as well just close this out. Just take this $25. It's late in the day. I normally don't trade at this time, just take the $25. That's the thought that came to me. I don't know why it came to me. Like I said, it just came to me. It was late in the day. Boom. That's what I was thinking. But then I said, no, let me just let the trade play out, man. Okay. Now I had only risked 2 points. So I was risking $200, which was okay for me. All right. That was within my comfort level of risk. Right. I let the trade play out. And guess what? It goes 10 points. Right. Now, I didn't watch the whole thing. After I decided to just let it go, I said, man, I'm gonna go do something else. I want to play the video game, keep my mind off the chart. Came back, took a look. I'm up 10 points. Okay. Now it's about 4:30. So I'm like, yeah, now I'm closing because the market is finna close. I close it. So what's my point? My point is this. I had a thought to close out a winning trade. I had a thought to take $25, which, let me do the math for you. A 10-point run and you got 2 contracts is $1,000. Okay. So I nearly closed the winning trade and only took $25 where I could have made 1,000. Now, I said every trader has to pick their pain to pick your profit. This is what I mean by that. You have to understand, once you have a winning strategy, that's kind of like just the beginning. I'm sorry to tell you, I know everybody who's kind of struggling and they're thinking like, once I find the holy grail, then I'll start making money. No, once you find a winning strategy, you still have to pick your pain to pick your profit. You still have to not shoot yourself in the foot, just per this example. So here's what I'm saying. I already realized that, I had risked $200. I was okay with that risk. Okay. So if I had lost, my pain level would have been about here, right? Pain level would have been right here. But if I had closed out that trade and took $25 when I could have made 1,000, my pain level would have been about right here. I can't actually stretch my fingers big enough to explain the pain I would have felt by shooting myself in the foot on $1,000 trade. So you have to pick your pain to pick your profits, okay? Because for whatever reason, your mind, when you're watching the charts and they're going up and down, it's going to cause you to do some, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, okay? Whether you have a winning strategy or not, you have to be able to say, what's more painful to me? Is it more painful to just lose what I already had accepted losing before I even entered the trade? Or if I do something during this trade that shoots myself in the foot, which one is going to cause me more pain? All right. So we all have to pick our pain. I already know that it is way less painful for me to just lose the amount that I had already decided to lose than to take $25 and watch it be 1,000. I mean, that's the kind of pain that makes you want to quit trading right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff right there where you like, I'm just stuck on stupid. I just can't get right? You in a winner and you take $25, could have made 1,000. That's painful. All right. So that's the first example. That was like day one. Okay. Number 2 example. I'm in a trade. I will admit FOMO came into play. All right. I kind of went a couple times when I should not have. The trade is going against me. So I was like, I got a decision to make. I could close this trade, take a small loss, but it hadn't gotten to the level where I had my stop yet. You know, I'm just seeing the price action playing against me. All right. I had a decision to make. Do I close this trade out? Do I let it go? Again, what's more painful, right? You have to find out, and this is a personal thing. You have to decide what's more painful. For me, again, it's more painful to close that trade just because it's going against me a little bit, to close it, and then it works, right? Because now I lost money that I didn't have to, and now I got to work to try to get it back, okay? So again, I understand myself in that it's more painful for me to close a trade that would have worked out, all right? Again, messing with trades is kind of the theme here, right? Before I entered the trade, I had did some good research. I knew a safe place to put my stop loss. All right. So what I ended up doing is I waited it out. I went through the drawdown. Okay. I waited it out. I went through the drawdown. And in this case, now this is totally different from example 1. In this case, I'm down to probably about $900. I'm down about $950, but we still hadn't hit my level where I really believed I had a safe stop in. Okay. This thing probably came within 3 ticks of knocking me out, to the point where I actually had moved down a little bit, gave it a little bit more room because I did have some cushion in what I'm allowed to lose in a day. But regardless, I had to wait out that drawdown, and then as soon as it hit, in this case, this trade just happened to be a sweet spot trade. As soon as it hit the 618 go to ratio, this thing start trucking. Once I see it start trucking, I know exactly what it's doing. Then I got confident and added on a little bit more, and boom, I was down $950, and I turned it into a $1,200 win. So again, I say you have to pick your pain. Many traders would have closed it, took the small loss. And I'm not saying that's not the right thing to do. I'm saying what's right for you. Pick your pain. In my case that time, if it had hit me, I would have been okay with that because I had did some solid research. I was very confident where I had my stop loss. I thought it was out of harm's way, which it was barely. It was barely out of harm's way, but it was out of harm's way. So I was all right with that. All right, boom. That's so we got 2 days back to back, right? 2 winning days back to back that could have easily been losing days if I don't pick my pain. All right. Third final example. So I see a setup again. I'm very confident in where I'm putting this stop loss. Right. And this time I'm only risking 250. This was only 250. Trade goes up right out the gate. I'm up 6 points. Cool. Move to break even. No problem. Comes back, knocks me out. I only make a tick. right? I go off, do some other stuff, come back. We back in my entry zone again. All right. This time I'm like, man, should I take it? Shouldn't I take it? I'm like, man, it's in the entry zone. When it's there, take the trade. I take the trade. This time though, and I'm still risking 250. This time though, it goes down against me. I'm down. I think I was down 187.50. Right, I'm down 187.50. My stop is at 250. It's headed for me, right? It's headed for me. Now, this is funny, but I know I ain't the only one who do stuff like this. This is funny. My account was at an even number. Well, like as I was losing, it was coming down to this even number, like this 100 mark. And I was like, you know what? You should just close it to stay above that number. You know, I don't really want to go back under that even number. This is what I'm thinking, right? I ain't thinking about what the trade is really doing. I ain't thinking about whether my markup is wrong. I ain't thinking about, all I'm thinking about is that, you know, I want to stay above this number in my trading account. That's had nothing to do with the trade. Okay. Had nothing to do with the trade, because obviously if I'm okay with losing 950, I'm okay with losing 250, right? The money itself wasn't even playing a factor in this, right? The amount that I could losing the 250 again is like this type of pain to me. So the 250 wasn't even the issue. I created another issue about my account balance, right? I'm looking at my account balance and I'm just like, all right, I kind of don't want to go back under that number. And if I had a loss, I would have went under the number by like $50, you know, nothing major, right? But this is what I'm thinking while my trade is going. While this trade is going against me, my mind is throwing all this random garbage my way, right? Thinking about the pain of going under that number. Okay, people. Long story short, if I close the trade at 187, I go down 187. Do you know, in the blink of an eye, that thing started to run in my favor. I added on. I made $1,000 again. Okay. So if I listen to that thought to not go under this account balance number, and I close the trade, I close the trade and go down $187, then see it rally again, the pain of losing the 250 would have been like this. The pain of closing $1,000 trade would have been, I can't get my finger big enough. Do you guys feel me? But do you see? You have to pick your pain to pick your profits. All right. So because in those three examples all happened this week, back to back to back to back days, all because I chose the right pain, my profits I was happy with. You see that? You know, I already know what's more painful, right? It's more painful to shoot myself in the foot. It's more painful to be in a winning trade that I turn into a loser. It's more painful, okay? All of that is more painful. Shooting myself in the foot is more painful than just losing the trade. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? But most people don't think about that when you're in the trade and you're down. You're not thinking about that, but you need to. You have to pick your pain. You pick your pain to pick your profits. And because I picked the right pain points in 3 consecutive days, I had a great week, right? Had a great week. Now, if I hadn't had those thoughts at all, you know, but I already know me and every other trader on the planet who's human, we're going to have these thoughts when we're in a trade, right? But you have to learn what's more painful to you. And at this point, I can make some notes and I can say unequivocally right now, I'm not touching the close button, right? The close button doesn't exist anymore. Either I'm gonna take the trade and it hits my stop loss and I lose. I take the trade, I move to break even and I only make a tick. I take the trade, it goes in my favor, I lock in, I make some money. I lock in, or it goes in my favor, I lock in, I add on, I make even more money, and then it comes back and knocks me out. Okay, those are the things that can happen. Me hitting the close button, I'm not doing. Okay, because we see in every example I said, for me to blow it, I would have had to hit that close button. The close button doesn't exist to me anymore. You feel me? See what I'm saying? See where I'm going with that? Because I already know if I hit that close button, even if I'm up, and if I'm up in the trade, I ain't hitting the close button. I'm just gonna lock in. I'm gonna keep myself alive. Maybe it keeps going in my favor. Why hit the close button? Just lock in. Right now, that's the pro tip of the day. Don't hit the close button. Just lock in. It may keep going in your favor. And I already know there's nothing more painful. I ain't gonna say nothing more painful, but I already know it's more painful to me to close a trade and make $500 than to just do nothing and make $1,500. You see what I'm saying? Or $2,000. It's. I know I made $500. I understand I made $500. I'm telling you what's painful. It would be more painful to me to hit the close button, take $500 when I could have made $1,500. Okay, and that's the kind of stuff that keeps you from. That's the kind of stuff that keeps you from having cushions in your account, right? You take 500 where you're a lot closer to blowing out your account than if you took 1,500. See the difference, okay? All because you hit the close button, all right? So that is the spiel today. Every trader has to pick your pain to pick your profits. So I hope you guys got something out of this one. You know, like I say, I ran down. As soon as this hit me, I was like, I got to share this. This is hot fire. Because some of you have winning strategies and you just haven't mentally, learned how to pick the right pain, right? So you can have the best chance at the highest profits possible, all right? But if you don't have a strategy at all, I'll put a link in the description. Price action is where it's at. And to show you that, this is going to be a little long video, but I'm going to actually add on a trading day session too. So if you want to see live trading in action, just keep watching from here, all right? And we're going to get into that, and you're actually probably you're going to see example 2 that I talked about, but check it out. See how I analyzed the chart. I was actually spot on, and that comes from a lot of chart hours, understanding the market cycle, understanding how markets move, understanding Fibonacci, all that's in here, right? So this is a good chart lesson to watch. So hey, check it out right now, and until next time, well, I'll say that at the end of the video. I ain't gonna say it now. Catch you guys. Check out this chart lesson. Hey guys, how's it going? JD here. So the market is about to open. See, from a beautiful trend up yesterday, I had a fib play set up here, touched it beautifully, came out. I should already be in it. Let's see if we get one more pullback when the market opens. All right, we're open. See if this market gives us a chance to get in this. Well, we're assuming it's going to be a continuation of the trend. We got a low here, push up. This is a higher low. We got above the EMA. But my wifey trade would not have worked yet. Now we got another trade breaking higher. I'm trying to wait at this point. We got the green light to go long at this point. So I need something off the EMA. Here we come. Now, if we keep dropping, I'll wait till we get back in the sweet spot area. If we close back above this 21 EMA again, I'm going long for sure. Alright, we dropped, but you know, see the rejection right here on this stem. Again, we're looking, this will be a low, push up, higher low, push up, higher low. Oh, didn't expect that. Expectations and mess you up in the market. Trade what you see. Right now we dropping. I think we maybe actually, if we look at this downtrend, we were pretty consistent above under the EMA except for this little push. This could actually be a trend down, trend break. Now this is official trend breaks here. People ask me that all the time, like, would this be an official trend break? And it is. But you have to look at how fast prices got right back under that 21 EMA. It closed outside, then bam, right back. So it's weak. This would be a weak trend break, but this here is a trend break. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, you got 7 closes on the other side of the 21 EMA. So this is a trend break. So right now I'm looking at the market cycle. We got a trend down, trend break. We may actually retest to a new low before we start going higher. At this point, I mean, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 4 closes under the 21 EMA right now. So that long that I was going to take is if we broke higher back here, that's, you know, that's off the table. Right now, more than likely, we're going to come back into this sweet spot. But we'll see. Right here is you kind of see support here. We bounced here, you know, here. This spot right here, kind of a level of some support. So we need more data, right? Still going lower. Look at there. Couldn't break it again. Look at the EMA. Looking like a roller coaster. I think it's looking kind of rangy right now. We're only 2 points away from the sweet spot. I mean, exactly. I think if it breaks through this point, it'll shoot down hard like it did right here. I would actually love for it to make a new low, bottom out right here at the golden ratio. My stop will be way down here somewhere. Again, pause right there. I think there's some buyers sitting right here. There is. See if we get that close above the 21 EMA. Right on it. I would need like a wifey, some type of wifey trade right here. Need like a low, higher low for me to go. right now, throughout the night and so far in this day, I mean, I would say we have a downward bias. Yeah, no, that didn't last. Now we can clearly see this was a move lower. Oh, right now, let me show you what might be happening. If I just work off this little trend right here down, trend break. Yeah, we should retest at least to here. Some of y'all don't see that little trend. Let me show you what I mean. This here was a little trend down right there. Got the trend break. Trying to retest. Now if that retest fails, by this candle breaking all the way higher, closing above here, then it would be go time. Nope, couldn't do it. But since we're expecting another leg like this is where you would look for the high, lower high setup right here, where you would look for this to turn into a falling hammer to continue to go shorter. But if it don't come, and we close above that 21 EMA, but if you're gonna take it as a fib setup, then what you have to do, you gotta wait. You gotta believe that prices are gonna come here, and don't have FOMO about getting left. I mean, we trying to close above that 21 EMA, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle. That's from some rejection, little rejection. Them little stems mean something. I wish it would just dump. I wanted to dump hard into the sweet spot again. Because I really would want it to finish this trend down, trend break, retest to a new low. That would be awesome. I would have my market cycle in place. We'd be in the sweet spot for the continuation of this beautiful trend up. So that's really what I want. I want to see prices get lowered in here, and then the entry would be, it'd be about perfect. Everything would be lining up. Price action would be lining up. Fib levels would be lining up. Stars would be aligned if prices make a new low here. I'm gonna pause, go eat me some oatmeal, see what happens. All right, now we finally got some movement here. This is a pretty big, strong candle, closed above the EMA, closed above everything here. So if I can get a pullback and then a green out for a wifey trade entry, I'll be willing to take that. Then I just put my stop, under this baby range here. Oh, that might have been a trap. That's looking like it's trapping folk. Yeah, buddy, that was a trap. This is what happened to people who just take trades off a beautiful candle. This was a beautiful green candle up, closed higher than everything. It went up just enough to trap a whole bunch of people who had buy stops here, and if their stop was under this candle, they all just lost. In that story, I want you to see the power of understanding how markets move. Because see, we was waiting, right? We were waiting for it to make a new low because we see a trend down, trend break, and we're looking for two legs down. Remember when I measured that leg? I probably can really go from here. You know, it still got some room to drop. Also, again, this EMA is sideways. This is clear range. So going here is like entering in the center of the range, which is a no-no. If I was to box up this range, it would look something like this. Really. And as far as touches though, it's probably more like that. It's tough out here. From this low, this is a beautiful second entry short push up. First entry push up, this is a second entry short. Be very interested to see what happens here. Yep, that second entry short would have worked to perfection if you was going for 1 point. Clearly, that's a range, folks. The EMA looks like a roller coaster. We ranging. I mean, this is where people get chopped up at right here. This is not being able to spot that the market has changed. You know, it was a nice little trend down. Try to go higher. Actually made a trend up, trend break, retest a new high. And then came back down. And then look at these. I mean, man, people going right here. People went right here. People went right here. You know, those are good looking candles. Even coming short. Hey, this is a good looking candle right here. This is a good looking candle right here. Now this one is actually second entry short, which you should take. But, you know, understanding that it's in a range here, you don't get chopped to pieces. You know, somebody sold right here, lost. Somebody bought right here and lost. Somebody sold right here and lost. Somebody bought right here and lost. So I'm saying, see how you can get chopped to smithereens through here. Okay. Now, let me point to price action out. Push up, first entry push up. Here's your second entry short that worked. Now you have a high push down, lower high, wifey trade, red, green, red, right under 21 EMA. Now I wouldn't take that again because we're in a range. All right. But I pointed it out because it's just higher lows typically come after second entries, just so you know. I've said that in some videos in the past. That's where you can get 2 quick entries. Like if this was just a good trend and you got a second entry, then a higher low, you take both of those. You know, again, we didn't take it in this case because we're in a range. And overall, I'm waiting to go long. But it's got to come down here into my fib. So some of you may not know about fibs. Here is yesterday's price action over here in this box. And I mean, it was a beauty. It was CPI report came out. It was all uphill. And that was a beauty. All right. But prices will tend to retrace or correct 50%, 618 many times. Not always, and not 100%. But it's kind of known. This is known in the trading world that prices don't just keep going up all, you know, in one. I mean, this was actually an awesome run, but typically prices don't just keep going in one direction, right? They go up, they stair step, you know, they stair step. But the Fibonacci is a great tool that you can use, and the more you try it on different assets, the more you'll see, like, man, when you get a good trend, if you put it at the top of that fib, a lot of times it comes back 50%. 618, this is a great entry spot. Then you put your stop loss somewhere down here. 76 is great. You know, you have to risk a lot, but somewhere in this zone, you put your stop loss. You enter in this zone, and your target would be the top here. Really, your target would be something nuts on this one. I'm just gonna see what I mean. Your target would actually be. This is actually one leg, and then it would be like, you know, say you enter here, so your target would actually be up here, up here. That's why if you catch a great fib setup, you may only need one for the month. It don't happen every day. Because if the market's been, if it was a range day yesterday, we wouldn't even have anything to draw a fib off of, right? I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go. The reason I thought about going is this is just a range fade. It's just a range fade here. I mean, we came down, we hit that same spot again. I'm gonna go.
Order filled.
I took this as a range fade. It wouldn't shock me if we try to make a new low. Hopefully my stop would still be out of harm's way. But I'm gonna take this as a range fade. We get up around here somewhere, I'll just move the break even. If I catch the breakout, bam, I add on right here. That's how we're gonna play this. All right, I could be wrong here. We want this range here at the bottom definitely to hold right here. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna be surprised, right? It looks like I just got trapped. Slight lack of patience there. So I could close right now. You know what I'm saying? Take a really small loss. I only went in one contract because I was waiting to see if I was right. I just made that new low. That could have just trapped some folks also. We need this candle to push up, just be really strong. So we broke out of what I had as a range. I was wrong. I got a choice to make. Either I cut my losses, wait for my re-entry, or I try to ride it out. We're hitting the sweet spot again. Pause right at the top of it. See, now this is where I should have been considering an entry. If it pushes up hard. A little upset at myself here. I got trapped. Call it what it is. Saw that big candle, I got trapped. It was a range fade, but it was already back to the EMA though. Didn't have much space. Yep, this is where we should be entering. I'll be interested to see if we can get a higher low here. And a failed breakout. Failed breakout would be good for our trade. Getting the failed breakout. We got a higher low playing out. Got us back above the 21 EMA. Now I'm considering adding on, see if we can grab 5 to 10 points here. Coming out to sweet spot again. Oh, gotta wait. That was too much down for me. Okay, now I'm good.
Order filled.
Now I'm with it. See if we just grab us 10 points here. So we need the EMA to hold here. Hold us down, EMA. Push up. Make that wifey trade above the EMA here for us. There we go. Push up. Oof. Well, we want to push back in that range again. 2 failed breakouts here would bode well for our trade. All right, closing your top. I'll take that close. Back in the range. So did I call it? I called it exactly right. I played it terrible. FOMO, you know what I'm saying? FOMO got me. It did exactly what we expected. I just played it terrible. Read the price action to the T, but I let FOMO cause me to enter way too soon. I should be entering for the first time right about now. Man, I got trapped twice. Just thinking about how I got trapped twice here. If we can push up and get above the 21 EMA, we'll survive. The new low is in place. We got a trend up, trend break. Retest the new low. All that's done. Hopefully. Hopefully it's done. Should have cut my losses. Should have cut my losses, folks. This is a beautiful trend down, trend break, retest new low. Came right to the 618. So there we go. See if we can get above this 21 EMA. There's a lot of rejection there. Push up, close on your top, close on your top. Close on your top. Hey, that's good close right there. So here we are with the moment of truth. We need a wifey trade. We need a lower high. Excuse me, higher low. Here's a low, push up, higher low. We need this candle to turn up and close, but it's 21 EMA. Close on your top, close on your top. Close on your top. Oh. All right, let's go. See what we can do here. How we gonna close? That's pretty
Order
close.
filled. Order filled.
See what we can do here. All right, so our current target is still here. I mean, now we got quite a few contracts going, so this could be a really nice win, even if we just get to the top of this range. We just get to the top of this range and we'd be in good shape. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is how you turn something out of nothing right here. And I'm gonna lock in tight just because we at that level again. But the win is in the bag. I mean, we trucking now. We got a good win no matter what for the day. If we stay alive here, you know, awesome. Again, the target is here, but you know, after
Stop filled.
good day, you know, good day. Hey, $1,200. I mean, you know, that's a good day. Now, I had some FOMO in here, right? You know, I went here, but it was a range fade. At least I can call it a trade, right? And then I hit here. I thought we was breaking out. I thought this was already starting here, you know, so I got trapped. But even if I hadn't moved my stop right here, I still would have survived. But this was the entry, right? Anywhere in here. When you got a fib set up man, if it gets near the 618, that is the perfect entry. So anywhere out here would have been good, and then when it must have made this low, higher low here would have been good, you know, which is why I added on here, and boom, that's a fib trade. That's how you take them. I should have been more patient through here, but once I saw that it was working, you know, this time I wasn't scared to add on. You typically don't want to add on when you're down, but I knew the situation. And I mean, I read this thing perfectly. Like I said, we had a trend down, trend break, retest a new low. Once that new low was in place, bam, right out the sweet spot, right out the 618. Fibs rule, baby. All right, so that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hit that like button if you want to see me do this one again. Say, hey, do it again, JD. We'll keep doing these live tradings, and hopefully you guys are learning from these. All right, I'll catch you next time. Hey guys, I wanted to add this to this video. Man, look how this thing is just gonna truck up to probably our target, but that ain't what I want to add. What I want to add is the power of the Fibonacci is kind of like this. What are the chances? I drew this box yesterday, right? I said that this was the move up from yesterday. So, you know, all this here is yesterday. I drew my fib yesterday. I put this box here. What are the chances that prices come exactly where I thought and turn from a box I drew yesterday? That's the power of Fibonacci. So if you don't know Fibonacci, you know, look through. I have a few videos on it, and it's also in the course. But that's the power of Fibonacci. That's why I put it in my book also. What's the chances? I drew this yesterday. Now you had to be patient and not do anything, but look what happened when prices made it back to the sweet spot. Just had to throw that in.